McGregor's fighting anyway, so let's get to it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quarter-ish season review of the Kings so far, our beloved Sacramento Kings. So here we go without wasting any time. Hasn't been pretty, hasn't been great. Could be god awful, some would say, at historical levels. Talking about our defense. Now, if you look back at my first video of this King season preview, I was very adamant. I was very vocal about how our roster is. It's an incompetent roster to contend, to compete. If you get what I'm saying. So I was very vocal about that. I predicted that in the beginning of the beginning of the season. Before the season started, I released that video, and I was very confident about that prediction. Now, there is a lot of delusional Kings fans out there. I get lit up in the comments all the time about it, even especially in that video. They're saying, "How could you say that? You're not a true Kings fan. You don't know what you're saying. It's all Luke's fault. Everything, right? Trade buddy, trade back, all that stuff." Now, I say there's a lot of delusional Kings fans, and guess what? Sometimes I could be one too. It happens. So, again, I should have stuck to my gun where I predicted we were going to tank, we're going to be horrible, bad, awful. Fox is great. Free throws have been bad lately. And there's games where he's makes some questionable decisions too. But he's super hit and miss. He's a streaky player. Should not be handling the ball at all. He should just be a spot up shooter. Hallie's been great. Holmes is an amazing energizer bunny. The problem is he's very undersized. Gives up a lot when we play good bigs. Our interior defense is horrible. Then you go on to Bagley too. He doesn't play a lick of defense. Very athletic. Doesn't play a lick of defense. And the list goes on. Is not competitive, and I should have listened to myself in the beginning. Because if you look back, go look at that video. A lot of hateful comments on there, but I am indulging them, right? So, anyways, I became a delusional Kings fans when we started 3-1 because us as Kings fans, we want the eight. We don't. I'm not even gonna say we want to win. We want the eighth seed. We clamor. Oh, maybe we can make the eighth seed and play the Lakers and get swept, right? Because that's what's gonna happen. But us, we're so desperate to win, to get any kind of glamourifying trophy. If that makes any sense. If the eighth seed is a trophy, participation trophy, because we'll get swept by whoever. We want that. We wanted that for years, and we were wanting that last year in the playing games. I have people even to this day saying, "Bro, if we make the 10th seed, we can get into the play-in, and you never know what'll happen." Sure, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do that. It's not gonna happen though. Our roster it's not a good complete competitive roster, especially for the West. You can argue maybe even the East too. Our defense is bad on historic levels. But again, let me get back to my point. So I predicted we would be tanking, we'd be bad. Again, we started 3-1. Even the Kings and everybody was posting best start since '03. Back in the glory days, you could say, the Divox pages, the Bibbies, etc., Webbers and all that, Doug Christie, Bobby Jackson. So we started 3-1, and I got honey dick. Who got honey dick? Raise your hand. I got honey dick. I thought, holy shit, maybe I was wrong. I ignored everything. I ignored the bad defense. I ignored everything. I ignored everything because us as Kings fans were desperate to win, right? Anyways, we started off 3-1, and the last 11 games it's been, we've done 2-9, I believe. So right now we're currently, after this Clippers game that just happened, got our ass kicked again. We are sitting at 5-10 after starting 3-1. And again, our defense is bad on historical levels. People want to blame Luke. I can see why. I mean, there's times I'm thinking, what are you doing, Luke? All that stuff. But it is not at all Luke's fault completely. Yes, you could throw blame on Luke. But at the end of the day, players play. And yes, coach is coach. Of course, you could say, yeah, Luke might be not doing a great job. I don't think he's doing tremendous, but I also don't think it's his fault 100%. If you think that, you need to reevaluate yourself, because at the end of the day, players play. And at the end of the day too, our roster is just not good. Again, Holmes is very undersized. He's an Energizer bunny though. He's very undersized, but he's an Energizer bunny. Gives up a lot with the good bigs in the league. Our interior defense is horrible. Bagley, man, I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. He has games where he does really good, but he's very me first type player, looking for his own shot instead of passing. And again, that interior defense is horrible, and that's why everybody eats us up, or people will collapse, shoot the three, and they're wide open. So it's just one of those things. I'm back to thinking, okay, look back at what I said before. We're in tank mode. There was a fucking lineup this week. I mean, today against the Clippers, where it was, Joseph, James, Medu, Robinson, and Halliburton. Now, again, Halliburton's great, but you're not going to win almost any game in the NBA with that specific lineup. Medu does good too, but again, those are all very, very underwhelming players. Minus Hallie. Again, doesn't provide a whole lot of offense, and none of those players besides Hallie again. But he's a rookie, right? You can't put all that pressure on that kid. So that was a horrible lineup. You could say, yeah, maybe that was Luke's fault or whatever, but it's also what we have on our roster. You can't play those Foxes and everybody 40 plus minutes every single game. I think we know. I'm not gonna say the fix is in, but the tank is definitely in. They talk about Cade. They talk about other guys in college that can definitely help our team out, and we cannot compete with that roster. So again, we hate to say tank because we want to win. We want to get in that 10th seed in order to, like I said, get a playing game and then get swept in the first round. That's what we want. That's our only victory. That's our championship. Very tired of it, of course. We'll do anything to get in the 8th seed, which sounds crazy. But yeah, I think the tank is definitely in, especially with that lineup that was used against the Clippers today. And the third quarter fails too. So we've been, it's like we sprint for a quarter and a half, and then or 2 quarters, and then the third quarter just let go. We just wide open threes, easy layups, easy dunks, and it's just catastrophe. Again, you could say coaches, but it's definitely players too. Again, but that's why I can't necessarily fully blame Luke because our roster is not good. That's the problem. Now, as far as trades go, man, I definitely see Buddy leaving. I think if I'm the one in command, I build around Fox, Hallie, and honestly, I would also build around Holmes, even though I just talking shit about him. It's not that he's bad; he's just undersized for the center position. I think he should probably be in the power forward position and get a true big man to be our center. Now, if you want to try to do something this year, I would try to grab Alex Len from Toronto that just got released. He did great for us last year. Pairing him and Holmes, I think, would be good. Holmes is the Energizer Bunny, the runner, the jumper, and the athletic guy. Alex Len did a lot of blocks last year. He did good for the time he was with us. You had like I said, pinning people, getting rebounds, stuff that bigs actually do. Something that we don't necessarily have right now, besides Whiteside, who's very lethargic. But even when he's in, it makes a difference in the interior at least because he's an actual big. So it's just one of those things that I would love to get Levine on the team. Trade. I don't know if you want to do Buddy, Joseph, second round pick. I don't know if it's going to take a first, but I don't know how high Buddy's value is right now. But I would love to have Levine with Fox and Halliburton. I think it'd be awesome, an awesome little trio, and Holmes in there too. Grab Alex Len in there, of course, and again that'd be for this year. You're talking about possibly trading Bagley too. I don't necessarily want to give up on him this quick. The only thing is I can see where he's developed a lot of bad habits, and that doesn't always go well. I mean, it's just one of those things too where he don't. I know his dad's not happy. That's a whole different situation. Now, he seems like he's okay on the court, but again, it's gonna take time. He's a very young guy, and our core is primarily in the 22 and under category. Minus Holmes, but I do like him a lot just for his effort alone. We need some kind of dog in there. So I've seen a lot of trades get thrown around. The one I really want on our team is Levine. I've seen Zach Levine. I've seen Aaron Gordon possibly. I wouldn't be mad at that, but it wouldn't be a humongous upgrade over Bagley because we know what Aaron Gordon is. It would be an upgrade, but I'm just saying it wouldn't be a humongous one. It's going to put us over the needle, and so on and so forth. But as far as that goes, I think we're definitely in tank mode. People don't want to hear it. I didn't want to believe it for a little bit too when we started 3-1. But these losses and that horrific defense just basically tells the story of how it is. I'll be doing a recap, of course, as the season goes on. I'm not watching pissed off anymore as I previously was because I know what we had. I was getting disappointed at first when we were 3-1 and started losing and all that. But like I said, it's just one of those things. So it's just what we have right now. I hope the young guys develop. Hope we can make some splash trades. Who knows? Barnes value's pretty hot right now because he's a small forward. He's been pretty consistent. Why not get him off the books? So we will see. We will talk about this later on. This is the quarter-ish season review of the 2020-2021 Sacramento Kings.